Wages growth has been something that you've been talking about for quite some time. Why is it so stagnant now? It's bounced back to pre-pandemic levels, but we're not going to feel it.
Yeah, well, at the moment, it's worse than stagnant. It's exactly what they planned in their budget, which is your capacity to spend, your spending capacity isn't keeping up with price increases. So real wages are going backwards. And that's exactly what the government planned in its budget. It goes all the way back to an interview that you gave with Matthias Cormann about which he tried to litigate whether or not it was in fact a deliberate design feature of their management of the economy. Well, we're seeing that now. We're seeing exactly that now, where low wages are continuing. And we might over summer get a bit of a sugar hit in some industries because of labour supply, in particular with overseas students not arriving. But all that'll happen will be some people will be paid a premium until overseas students arrive and the supply problem's fixed, and then their wages will go straight back again. OK,
that's part of the problem then. So what would Labor do?
Well, the big difference that has occurred here is you can't negotiate or with any confidence try to get yourself a better pay rate, whether it's directly talking to your employer or more likely if you're in an organised workplace where a union's negotiating. The strength of that negotiation is always going to be different if you are in insecure work. If you're in insecure work, then the moment there are other workers available, you can be replaced by somebody cheaper. You've got nothing to negotiate with. And this is why the whole term that we've been talking about these issues, Laura, I've emphasised we need to stop the slide from secure work to insecure work.
Sure.
Because what happens is if you're casual, if you're labour hire, if you're a gig worker, you just don't have the capacity to negotiate or try to get yourself better rates of pay.
But Tony Burke, looking at the situation now, while our borders are closed and migration is pretty much at zero, if people cannot get a boost in their wages now, when workers just are crying out for staff. I mean, you walk around your local suburb, I'm sure it's the same where you live as well. Every shop front has an advert wanting people to work. If you can't get a boost in your wages now, when the supply and demand is the way it is, why is it going to change next year and under Labor if you win the election?
Well, this is where I think you probably will see over summer there'll be some businesses where they do offer a premium to get extra workers. I think that'll happen. But because after the pandemic, if you look at those signs, very few of them are offering full-time or part-time jobs. Most of them are offering casual work, and a whole lot of people are going back to contract through labour hire firms or are getting back into the workforce through the gig economy. Now, in terms of the unemployment stats, that just appears, even if you get an hour a week, it just appears as though you've gone from unemployed to employed. But what it means is you don't have the security of that job. And this is why I say, if you develop minimum standards for gig workers, if you have a principle under same job, same pay, where labour hire can't be used to cut wages, if you have secure employment as an objective of how our system works, then you get more people into secure jobs. And if you have a secure job, you just look at the record out there, people in secure jobs earn more. If you are in insecure work, you earn less.
But political promises about wages are as dishonest about political promises about interest rates, aren't they? They are not entirely within your control.
Well, the industrial relations system is. It is entirely within the control of government. And as a whole lot of new loopholes have emerged over the last 8 years, the government has done nothing, I repeat, nothing, to make work more secure. So, the gig economy basically didn't exist in any substantial way nearly a decade ago when they came to office. As the gig economy has emerged, there has been no attempt to introduce minimum standards, and so we now have a whole cohort of people who get paid below Australia's minimum wage every time they go to work. Similarly, the same job, same pay, the rort of, there's a proper place for labour hire, I get that. Sure. But labour hire shouldn't be a way of getting cheaper labour after a rate of pay has been negotiated at a workplace. As that rort has emerged, the government has done nothing to fix it. So all of those rules are entirely within the control of the government, and the government has done nothing for nearly a decade. And that's not an accident. It's not that they didn't think about it. It is that they have deliberately planned for a situation where people's jobs are less secure. And your mortgage isn't casual, your rent's not casual, your grocery bill's not casual. You need to have some security at work. There'll be students and some people who thrive on insecurity because they want that complete flexibility. But try raising a family with that.